It's time. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show live on WBON TV and on radio at WEKY, WKXO, and WIRV. Support your favorite team with apparel from Campus Warehouse and join us here on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Also brought to you by Bishop Small Engine Repair and Nuevo Vallarta. And now let's go live to your hosts, Michael Watkins and Samantha Burford.
Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. So we welcome you into Jack Burford Chevrolet on another Monday night. Samantha Burford here with me. And Samantha, it's hot outside.
It is so hot.
And I just got back from the beach last night. I'm like, how was it cooler? The weather was much better down at the beach than it was here in Kentucky.
Well, I don't know, but Friday night, it was cool here Friday night because we went to Chenault Vineyards. They had the Hope's Wings domestic violence. They had that big fundraiser out there. So we were there supporting that, and it was cool out there. It was really nice. So.
Well, I'm excited to be back. Glad to be back here with you all on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show.
Yeah, he was gone last week.
Yeah, big day today, and missed a lot of good guests last week, but we've got two good ones here to start the show off with tonight. We got Matt Jackson, EKU football linebacker, and Parker McKinney, Colonel quarterback. Guys, welcome into the show, and
how y'all doing?
Excited to have you all on with us now. Now, Matt, you guys, you got over a little bit early. We were talking a little bit. You got so you got a daughter. It's a year and a half.
Yes.
Just tell us about her first before we get into some football stuff.
Summer Jackson, just the love of my life. Been my inspiration of why I keep pushing, and about to graduate this fall, and just been a bundle of joy for me.
All right, so you got football, you got little girl, you got school. Very busy time for you, right?
I was going to say, you have a lot. That's a lot for someone.
It is when you have a good family to help me on away games and help me during the summer and help me when I need her to get picked up from here and there. It's been a breeze. So just having that family support has been everything.
But now you're from Nashville. Does she live in Nashville, or is she here in Richmond?
She lives here. So she goes to daycare here. Yeah. Okay. I get to see her on we split time, so I see her every other weekend, and throughout the week also when we're not in football and stuff like that, take her to the parks and
there you go,
and Lake Reba, so she's familiar and just learning and stuff like that. So
what's crazy is that we're sitting here talking football, like it's June and it's extremely hot outside, but we're talking football and we're only 12 weeks away.
That's the big thing. You guys, it's right around the corner. We got Parker, the quarterback as well, and Parker, summertime, I know quarterbacks nowadays, it's a 24/7 job and learning the playbook, and you're very familiar with this team now as you enter another season as the quarterback of this team.
QB1.
Yeah, talk about just your progression from the first year here where you got a few games as the starter to now where you're at as a quarterback for the Colonels.
So obviously the coaching staff we have now, I'm 2 to 3 years into the system with them, so I'm starting to know the playbook a lot better and that kind of stuff. So now it's just kind of getting the timing down with the guys during the summer, and I think that's something we could improve on from the last 2 years, is just kind of getting out there and getting routes and that kind of stuff and just kind of building more of a bond with everyone, and getting everyone close, which I think Coach Wells does a great job giving us opportunities and stuff like that to do that.
All right, well, you guys, let me talk about the bonding because you just mentioned it. I saw videos of bowling.
Oh, yeah.
That was some serious bonding.
Was it the Golden Corral before bowling? Right?
Yeah, the Golden Corral, yep.
So I'm sure you guys are competitive on the field, but even at bowling, I'm guessing that was pretty rowdy as far as I can roll the strike.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who's the best bowler on the team?
I don't know who the best bowler is. I know it was like a kind of a competition. There was I think there's 8 teams.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was every person got one frame. So whatever team came up with the highest score.
Yeah.
And I know I was pretty upset because Mo Edwards, he's one of my good friends, but he only bowled a 1 and we lost by 2 points.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
man.
I was not very happy with him. But
I've heard Patrick Nations is pretty good.
Okay, the kicker,
bowling.
yeah.
Me. Tucker Schroeder is good bowler. So.
There you have it.
Yeah, I remember talking to Tucker.
There's some smack talk on bowling.
You guys have been here since when COVID happened. You all were here, so it's you during COVID you couldn't hang out. You had to really kind of quarantine to yourself and keep not only yourself safe but your teammates as well. So coming out, I talked to Tucker a couple of times during that, and the offensive linemen, they were able to kind of get together, play some poker. He talked about. So and talk about some of the things you all do right now that you were kind of coming out of COVID. I know the cases are kind of going back up right now, but what do you guys do to kind of create that team bond? You guys know each other very well now, being around each other for so long, but with some of the younger guys that are coming up with the team, what are y'all doing to kind of create that bond with those guys?
I think one of the biggest things, which, like I said earlier, the Coach Wells gives us a lot of opportunities. Sorry.
You're good.
So, like 4 nights a week, we have dinner as a team. So that gives us the chance to kind of mingle and meet other people that we might not meet outside of our position group or outside of our certain circle. So it kind of gives the young guys a chance to meet all of us and vice versa.
And then inside the position group, Coach Johnson, he invites us over to his house on the weekends and stuff like that, has grills, and he grills chicken and food and stuff like that.
So I'm hungry right now. Don't be talking about
that. That brings us together in that aspect also.
Well, listen, next time y'all get an invite to Coach Wells' house, let us know, because I want to jump off the diving board and the swimming, like the slide. It looks like it's a fun time. So.
I saw today, too, on Twitter, it's his 24th wedding anniversary. So
that's why he's out of town.
Wow.
That's why he's out of
town.
Yeah.
He's on a big date night.
Yeah.
Well, at least he better be.
I'm glad you said that.
He does not need to be talking
it's
football
It's my 7th anniversary today, so let me
get
that in there as well. So
Congratulations.
I'm glad you all said that to remind me. Hopefully she's not watching right now.
I would have hoped by now you got her
a
gift.
And we talked about it. We've got something in the works.
I mean, we're at a car dealership.
Exactly, so. Yeah. Maybe get her something. We're doing it in the 3rd row now with another baby on the way.
Yes.
That's exactly right.
But getting back to football, you guys being a part of this team, and we know last year kind of the ups and downs of the season, some exciting games that came down to the wire, the Central Arkansas comeback, the game where you lost here on the last second touchdown. I feel like the guys that have been here for a few years now have been through a lot of situations. How do you all feel about your team heading into this upcoming year?
Just building overall better, stronger team bonding. So we feel very confident in our defense and also in our offense because we've progressed in all those aspects. And as far as getting together on the weekends and building more attention to detail. So that's what we always preach, attention to details on little fundamentals and stuff like that. So I feel like we just harnessed on all those mechanisms and we're just ready to produce those.
So tell me how you feel about being in the preseason, top 25, number 24 going in. This is like the first time since 2016.
Yeah, it's been
That's got to make you feel good.
It does. But we just preach like
don't think about
don't think about it.
About the rankings.
Enjoy it for the time that it needs to be enjoyed, and then move on and let's progress and let's think about, all right, what's the first opponent? Let's think about that's the next day. Let's think about just what we need to do in the future to make sure we progress in the rankings and keep the rankings. And
don't think about the next poll that's getting ready to come out.
With those expectations, I mean, that's got for you being the quarterback and you got a very veteran-led team. I think those expectations are good because you guys know that you should be good going into the year. But how can you take that and make it like a way where you can turn it into something that you can build upon going into the year?
Yeah, I think like you said, we're kind of more of a veteran-led team, and I think with that, one of the best things is we've all been kind of battle-tested, and you know how certain people react to adversity now, and that's one of the biggest things in football is how you're going to react to adversity. And you've seen last year we had so many games not go our way, and then we battled back and vice versa. So I think just with all the guys we got coming back, I think being able to overcome adversity and just sticking together as a team, I think is going to be huge for us this year.
I think I read 12, right? You have 12 starters coming back.
Yes.
8 on offense.
Right. That sounds right, yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah. Well,
that's got to make you feel good.
And you've got guys like, some guys that have changed positions like Dakota Allen, who was a former quarterback. Now he's a tight end. There was a couple of games last year where you and him really hooked up and had some big games. So, talk about the offense itself and what you've seen from spring practice and some of the camps that you are doing right now.
Yeah, I think we've made huge strides as an offense. I thought this spring went really well. And going back to Dakota, he just moved to tight end. And you seen last year, me and him didn't really get in a groove until towards the end of the year because he's at a new position. I'm not used to him at that position, that kind of stuff. So I think we've gotten in a lot better groove. And also, we brought in some transfers on the offensive line, receivers, that kind of thing. So I think offensively, we're going to be really strong this year.
Well, defensively, Matt, last year, I feel like there were so many big plays made by the defense and a lot of interception returns for touchdowns and just big defensive stands. The defense heading into this year, what are you seeing from it, whether it be from the D-line, the middle side of the defense, or the back end of the secondary as well?
I feel like we've gotten stronger in our front end, our front four, and our backers. We got a little bit of inexperience from transfers coming in the back end as far as safeties and stuff like that. But as far as them coming in and understanding what's the fundamentals and stuff like that, they have all been able to understand those and been one accord with the defense and been stronger. So it's basically we took some losses, but actually gained some better people, so everybody can basically just lead off of that one step.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
maybe some better fits to what you are looking for defensively. You guys were here when EKU was in the OVC. Yes. When the announcement came that we're going to play in the fall and not do the OVC season, you've been through that. Now you're in the A-Sun going into year 2. Talk about that transition and what you guys are seeing from the benefits of being in this new conference. It's a bigger conference, maybe some more media
travel.
Coverage. Yeah, more travel. Which,
so
talk about the advantages of that and what you guys are seeing. Parker, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I feel like one of the biggest advantages, obviously, we get more exposure. I think there's probably a little bit better competition in the A-Sun. I thought the OVC was really strong as well, but I kind of like the aspect of breaking off and kind of creating our own thing and also having new opponents that we weren't used to playing as the same like OVC guys we were playing each and every year. I kind of like that aspect of it personally.
Yeah, so I would say like the strength of our opponents. A lot of opponents are ranked. So and then having those FBS teams that we're playing, so it just pushes us to be more like attention to detail and stuff like that with everybody who play.
Yeah, I think last year y'all faced I think 4 teams that were ranked in the top 25 throughout the season. Yes. And this year you look at the schedule again. You start the season with Eastern Michigan on the road, then you go to Bowling Green, then you come back home for Charleston Southern. You got Austin Peay on the schedule again. You got Jacksonville State. You got SEMO, names that fans should be familiar with. Yeah. But those new rivalries with Sam Houston State and teams like that.
Central Arkansas,
which was, the last 2 years, those games have been incredible to watch. So just talk about that, the new rivalries that you're creating and what you guys have seen from the schedule the last couple of years to what you're seeing into it this year.
Well, we probably played Central Arkansas. It feels like a dozen of times. So we know that coaching staff, we know those players. So that rivalry always builds when they have to come down here or we going down there. We just know the type of game we're going to get. It's always going to be a back and forth game and always going to be a hard battle because they don't ever want to give up. We don't ever want to give up. So just having that intensity of knowing, who has the edge or who doesn't have the edge is everything.
So when that schedule comes out, what do you guys think? Like you're looking at, you guys have 6 home games this season. Is there any one of them that you're really, excited to play them at home?
I would say Sam Houston is a big one because obviously we went down there and I think we kind of left with a bad taste in our mouth. I feel like we didn't put on as good of a performance as we should have, and so I think we're looking forward to getting them in our place this year.
And get them on your territory.
Yeah.
And what about Kennesaw State? Like they're ranked number 9 in that preseason poll. So you got to be ready for
They run a different option type offense, so they're more of like a triple option team. So just seeing that and going back to like how the Citadel ran their offense, and the success we had with that offense, we going to try to replicate with that and see how we match up with them.
With the experience you guys have at EKU, is there one moment that you really look back on and that you'll never forget? Now, obviously, you've got a big season coming up right now, but as of right now, the way things stand, is there one moment that you're just like, man, that's something I'll never forget?
I have 2 moments, and they're both from the same team. So we'll bring up Central Arkansas again. When Parker had went down, Dakota, I think that was the COVID year, Dakota had came in and threw the game-winning touchdown. We had to come back from there. And then the 33, you said
35-3.
35-3 lead that they had down there, and us just rallying back and Parker throwing and running and the defense having their stands and then the block field goal at the end by Joe Sells. Those 2 things that I'll never forget.
Yeah, I was going to say the same one, that Central Arkansas game. Whenever I went down and Dakota came in, I thought that was a huge game for just the program in general.
Yeah.
And then this year, the Jacksonville State game. 3 overtimes, I think it was, 3 or 4. That was just huge just because, we had went down. We came down and scored with like 30 seconds left. And then to go into overtime and end up pulling it out whenever everything was stacked against us. It felt like the entire overtime. So I thought that was a huge one.
I want to ask you about that Central Arkansas game. So you go, and I've heard Coach Wells' side of it.
Yeah.
And he said he didn't say anything. He said once you guys got down, that he just kind of lets you do your own thing. Yeah. What really happened, or what was said? Maybe not between from Coach Wells. But what were you guys saying to each other when you got behind by that score?
Basically picking each other up. We've been in times where we've been down, and we just keep the same face, and we know offense is going to kind of starts a little late, and defense had to pick themselves up at times and stuff like that. So it was just that mentality of just keeping it going, keeping everybody together in positive mindset. And know they had the fans, their friends were on our back and stuff, hectic and always talking bad about us, but we just had to zone in and go out there and play football, which was ultimately what we did.
Parker, coach and quarterback, there's a little bit of a different, relationship there. What was Coach trying to say to you, or what were you saying to the guys to kind of rally the troops on offense?
Yeah, that was just one of them things. I was just telling them, we just got to take things one play at a time, one drive at a time, and do our part, because the defense had been playing somewhat okay for the first half, but the second half they really came alive and started playing great, and so did we as an offense. Mm-hmm. So it's just one of them things. I was just telling them, one play at a time, like we're still in this game. And Wells was kind of, saying the same type stuff to us as well.
So you guys being senior experience, I should say, junior, senior, being on the team, you've been through the COVID, like Michael mentioned. You've been through now the transfers of the A-Sun. Mm-hmm. What about the transfer portal? And what about let's start there. What are your thoughts on the transfer portal? I can't get it out. And then the
NIL.
Hard word. It is. And then the NIL on top of it all, because it's changed so much since you guys, have been in the
I just feel
go ahead.
I just feel like the transfer portal, it gives an opportunity for those people that are looking for a new home to get out there and try again and just ultimately have another opportunity at football, because I know being in the transfer portal, it might seem good for the first 2 days and stuff. You might get a lot of offers and stuff like that, or interest, or basically because I was in it in the fall, you might get a lot of things coming towards your way, but you still have to find that right fit. And with me, it was that kernel fit was everything to me, and the reason why I came back. So just ultimately being in there and feeling like how it is and stuff like that, it was enjoyable. But I was like, okay, this is the home for me, and that's why I came back. So.
Yeah, I think it gives people a great opportunity if they are not happy in a place and it's not a good fit for them. But also, I think it's very stressful in programs also. Yeah. I mean, we went through the whole spring and we lost 2 of our starters on defense to the portal. And it's like one day they're here and the next day they're gone. Right. I think that's one of the biggest things with the transfer portal is you never know what someone has in the back of their mind and that kind of stuff. So one day they could be here, next day they could be gone. So it's hard on a program.
It's kind of like the cute girl at school. When you enter the portal, you've got all these people reaching out to, go to prom with me. Hey, go on the date with me. It could be kind of like, I never got to experience that, but, whatever the case may be. I want to ask your guys an opinion, because you said something about the fans talking to you at Central Arkansas. Mm-hmm. And, we talked about the NBA Finals before we came on the air. Yeah. You being a Warriors fan, the Boston will win tonight. But, one thing that's been a big topic of discussion is Draymond Green and the fans and his, the back and forth between them and Klay Thompson saying stuff. Yeah. To me, now, I grew up playing where I was the trash talker. I wasn't good enough. I love that aspect of it.
You are too?
I love it. Yeah, I love it.
So I don't see you as being
not
he is. Trust me.
He is. Parker's got the clean look to him.
Yes.
But look here.
He'll flip the hair back, and he'll talk. He'll talk.
Oh, God.
It's only when the football helmet's on?
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. So he's a good dude off the field, though. Don't worry about it. Okay. But what do you guys feel about that? Because to me, the complaining and everything that goes on, the fans are there for that reason.
Yes.
And your job is to shut them up.
Yes.
So to me, talk to me. I feel like if there's back and forth, that's crossing the line. Yeah. But as a fan's job, you're there to kind of get under the skin. Now, there are some things I think that cross the line. We've seen a lot of that in the NBA with, I think there was an altercation with Chris Paul. Chris Paul and the Mavericks. But, just as far as like the chants and stuff that goes on, I feel like that's just part of the game. Nowadays, though, with social media, everybody has an opinion. Mm-hmm. So you're going to see a lot of people complaining about it and stuff like that. But as players, how do you guys feel about that? And to me, I mean, I didn't reach the level that you guys have, but I relished in the fact knowing that fans were, there's the Watkins. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They didn't want to see me coming to guard their best player. So how do you guys feel about that being on the football field and going up against Central Arkansas, Jacksonville State, and their fans trying to get under your all skin?
I encourage it. Ultimately, I see it as an advantage, a motivator, and then the ultimate stand-down is when we do win the game, and then we turn around and, y'all are quiet. and then it becomes that. But then I also see we're human. So we have feelings, we have personalities, we have this and that. So when it does get blown out of proportion, it's like, okay, now you got to calm down before other things your feelings get involved, and then emotions get involved and stuff like that. And we don't need that. I mean, you're there to be a fan. You're there to encourage your team to win and stuff like that, and it's limitations to all of that. So just ultimately just having that, okay, I'm a fan versus I know how to really get under that man's skin. They sometimes cross that threshold, but I'll definitely encourage it.
So do you smack talk the guy and cross arm you?
Oh yeah, I've talked to a lot of fans before, and I was like, okay, you want to come play football? I'd love to give you some helmets and shoulder pads to see how you run down this field.
Yeah, Parker, what about you? I mean, like, how do you feel about that side of things?
You know, I feel like it's kind of all fun and games. I mean, it's something that kind of motivates me. I mean, I feel like a lot of places we play, they'll put their student section right behind us.
Right behind us.
You know, so they're all the time chirping and saying different stuff, and it's just one of them things. The best feeling is like coming off the field after scoring a touchdown or something, just knowing they can't say anything, and they're just completely quiet. Well, they have nothing to say.
If I was Wells, what I would do is make sure Donna, y'all know who Donna is.
Yes.
I'd have her on the sidelines, and as soon as they start talking, like, listen,
well, she'd beat them all
Donna,
up.
go get them, you know, and just stick her on there because everybody loves Donna. She's such a big fan. For the Colonels.
Huge fan.
But
and you can't help but love her. She is so lovable.
Oh yeah, now unless you're from the opposing team, you know, she's the one going at the opposing players.
Oh, true. Maybe you should have done ice hockey. You should have played hockey growing up.
I can't even rollerblade, let alone ice skate.
Because they do a lot of smack talk too.
Yeah.
More so than I would say basketball.
Well, I just finished up. You know, we played in the YMCA men's basketball league, and there was some trash talk going on in there. I can't back it up like I used to be.
And probably
able
some
to,
betting and some, you know.
You can't really do that in the Y. So, I mean, listen, we're talking football, and don't make me blush a little bit. But so before we let you guys go, let's talk about the expectations for the Colonels this year because, listen, you talked about it being ranked in the top 25. What are your all's expectations for the team? You know, we'll start with you, Parker.
I think 100% our expectation is to make it to the playoffs. After that Jacksonville State game last year, everyone was so happy, and then we come to the meeting the next day to find out that we didn't make it. I mean, there was like, even after winning a game like that, there was not one smile, like not one happy person in that room because everyone wanted to make the playoffs. And I can't say it's always been like that since I've been here. I mean, there was times like people would kind of be happy. They're like, okay, season's done. We don't have to stay another 2 or 3 weeks. It's not like that anymore here. Yeah. So I think anything less than making the playoffs, I think, is kind of
that's disheartening, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
No, we want to play up as long as we can.
Yeah, why are you here for?
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Matt, same question for you.
Mine would probably be added on to his, probably being healthy throughout the season. So I know every team wants to be healthy, but just keeping the summertime health and the fall camp health and then throughout the season health would probably be my biggest thing as far as a team to just harness on, because a healthier team, the longer y'all make it, the longer y'all are in coordination with each other and stuff like that. So just as far as being healthy is everything.
I'm going to guess a goal is to, I mean, you were what, 3-6 2 years ago, went 7-4.
Yeah, 7-4.
Yeah, so I would assume a goal is to do better than that.
Oh yeah, 11.
11-0. There you go. That's high standards. That's about. Listen, you got
Coach
some
Wells
tough games.
Is watching. He's like,
no, he's not. Coach Wells is celebrating somewhere right now. He's celebrating that anniversary. He might go back and watch later though.
Yeah, absolutely.
But guys, we appreciate you all stopping by. We're going to see. So we got a couple players coming on next week, and then the week after that, we're going to see who gives the best interviews. These guys are going to be hard to beat, Samantha.
Oh yeah,
you know,
for sure.
You got Matt's $1 million smile. Parker got the hair and the clean shave. I
know it. They dress up so nice.
They do. Yeah.
Y'all look good too. Y'all look good too.
You all don't need this. Well, you do. I mean, can I ask him one more quick question?
Yeah, go ahead.
You have to be. I'm always I am the talker. Our show can.
Our sponsors will be okay. They don't need commercial breaks.
Yeah, we don't need sponsors. Like the suits for seniors and the big fundraiser that you guys just had. I was there. It was spectacular. Raised a lot of money. That's got to be exciting for you guys to know that your guys are going to benefit from this program. And not just that, but Coach is going to try to help you guys find a job out there.
Yes.
Lots of connections. How do you feel about that he's put this in place?
I feel very, very excited. It's bringing in more internships. It's bringing more NIL and bringing in more jobs for not only the seniors, but people after that, juniors and also sophomores that are not only because football is your number one dream to go to, like the NFL, and you still have to have a backup plan after that. So it builds that opportunity for football first, and then your backup plan second, and just knowing that you have a place or somebody to connect with after your college career.
Because the reality of it is not as many get to go to the NFL. So you got to have 2 or 3 backup plans, I would think.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's great playing for a coach who's not just focused on football, but also your future.
Yes.
Because, I mean, realistically, not everyone's going to go to the NFL, like you guys said, you know, and to have a coach that's looking into or investing into your future. And also it's good for recruits to know they're coming to play for a guy like that, as opposed to a guy who's just, whenever you graduate, he's done with you, you know. And I think that's a huge just compliment for Coach Wells.
No, I could see him calling all of you guys.
Yeah.
Like when you get engaged or married, like I'm coming to the wedding, like, you know, the birth of your daughter, like, oh no, I want to know about it.
Yeah.
You know?
Give us a good Wells story. If you've got, is either one of you got a really good Wells story that's appropriate for the air?
Parker? I don't.
We won't get you in trouble. Okay,
we'll interview him. He's
so awesome.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. I mean, all of them are.
We could have him on the show for an hour. Every time he's on, we schedule 30 minutes, and we're always like,
going on.
And that's how it is. Like when I go into his office, it's just, I go in there for 5 minutes, asking a 5-minute question, and I can be in there for an hour and a half.
Yes.
We just walk out, good talk, and he goes about his day. I go about my day. It's just that ultimate bond that we have with him. It's enormous.
And you can really tell that he cares about his players.
Oh, for sure. And he's fun, too. Like, it's one thing
to
be a nice guy, but he's also fun to be around. I mean, he's always – I feel like he'd be the life of the party if he was somewhere just hanging out, you know.
Yes. Yeah. He's very old, but he has a young soul. That's what he say. That's what he say.
We won't tell him.
No, we won't. We'll have to edit that out there again. You don't want him to get in trouble. But no, Coach Wells has been so good to us. We appreciate you guys coming over as well.
We do.
Next week we'll have Dak, Dakota Allen, and TK McClendon. Yeah, so they'll be coming over next week to talk to us too. Just to kind of.
I feel like we need to be doing learning all of the hashtag matter of pride.
Oh yeah, all that stuff.
What does the hashtag E2W mean?
Expect to win.
Expect to win.
Expect to win. Earn to win. You're thinking NIL.
I earned to win, too.
You're he's trying to make some money.
Well, these guys need to make some. That's what the NIL's for.
Expect to win. I saw that on all of your all's stuff, especially this caravan that we haven't talked about yet.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I was like, okay, I'm not sure what that means. So I'm glad you guys know.
Well, guys, we'll get you out here. Appreciate you all coming over. Good luck this year.
Thank you for
Looking forward to an
us.
exciting season for EKU football.
Thank you.
We'll step aside and come right back live at Jack Burford Chevrolet. This is the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show.
Patrick O'Neill has been serving Central and Eastern Kentucky since 1995. When someone is accused of something they didn't do, or when a good person makes a mistake, they need the best representation they can find. And that's Patrick O'Neill. Whether it's criminal defense, Social Security, disability, personal injury, workers' compensation, or deeds and wills. When you need legal advice, trust the expertise of Patrick O'Neill. He will get you the money you deserve. His office is located in Jackson, but Patrick practices all over Central and Eastern Kentucky. For more information or for a free consultation, call 606-666-2990.
What does in transit mean? When you see that on our website at jackburford.com, it means your favorite Chevy is on the way. Call us at 859-623-3350 to reserve it, and we'll keep you updated throughout the entire process. See, it's that easy. Reserve your new Chevy today at jackburford.com. Your vehicle is now in transit.
I'm Michelle. And I'm Jennifer. And in the spring of 1992, Bishop Small Engine Repair was born in our mom and dad's barn in Estill County.
Then in the fall of 1992, we made the move to Madison County, where we are today. With the support of our family, customers, and community, we have continued to grow in the outdoor power industry. With a full line of products from Kokudet, Grasshopper, Echo, and Shindawa, we can help you tackle your yard so you can enjoy it with your family. Bishop Small Engine Repair, where our focus is our customer. Stop on in, 119 Northwest Avenue in Richmond. We can't wait to see you.
Locally family owned and operated Bluegrass Restoration and Construction is a full-service construction company offering full-service home maintenance. Bluegrass Restoration specializes in wind, fire, and water damage and mold remediation. With 24/7 emergency services, Bluegrass Restoration and Construction is here to serve you during any emergency. All their services are performed in-house with no subcontractors. No job is too big or small for Bluegrass Restoration and Construction. Give them a call at 859-353-1133.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best margaritas and fajitas in town. Doesn't a huge 32-ounce ice-cold beer sound great? Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
The Beast of the East roars back to life for their 2022 racing season. Most Saturday nights, some Friday nights, and maybe even a Sunday. You can take the whole family down to the Richmond Raceway for some good family fun. Watch the drivers race around the 1,000 1,584 feet clay track for some big winnings. Children 10 and under are always admitted free. Richmond Raceway, Greens Crossing off Highway 52 East, and richmondraceway.net. Unleash your inner beast at the Richmond Raceway.
We're back on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Samantha here with us. Samantha, first of all, I do want to say thanks to Dawson Royal. Dawson did a tremendous job, not only on the show last week, but he filled in doing the sports report for the Live at 5 newscast. Dawson is the kind of kid that no matter what we throw at him, he can do it all. He can run camera. He can be on the games. He can announce them.
I said that last week during the show.
Yeah, I mean, he's been
anything.
so good for him. Went to Madison Central, so he's a local kid, and going to EKU right now. Love having Dawson around and a part of the team, and he's been kind of a godsend for us, honestly. Just been
really
everything that he's been able to do has been really good for us. So.
We do need to get in and talk about, I mean, they're gone, but we can still keep talking about EKU football because they've got this big caravan that starts tonight.
So tonight is in Cincinnati. Tomorrow they're going to be at Apollo's in Lexington. They'll be at Corbin on Wednesday night and in Louisville on Thursday. Now, Dawson is actually going to go to the one tomorrow at Apollo's in Lexington to kind of just get some video, talk to some of the folks there, and just have a good time. But it'll be a fun day tomorrow night.
Getting people hyped up about football already.
And it's sports in general. They're going to have A.W. Hamilton's going to be there. Chris Prothro. They got a special announcement, which I know what it is, but I'm going to keep it to myself. I'll let them take care of their business. But it's going to be exciting, though. It's an exciting time to kind of talk about the things they're talking about. So we are going to hear from Matt Roan later on in the show tonight. So we'll hear from Matt as he talks about, first of all, the Caravans, but also the national champion, Ahmed Jaziri, winning the national championship in the steeplechase on Friday. With I think his time was 8 minutes, 18 seconds,
something
like
down.
that.
8 minutes, 24 and 33.
Yeah, so that was a tremendous. No, here it is. 33. It's 8:18:70.
Oh, okay, that's what he had.
But that was his
in the
previous
prelim.
record. Yeah. So he broke his own record with 8 minutes and 18 seconds and .70.
He was 10th last year.
Yeah, that's a big jump. So then he came back.
So on Wednesday he had his preliminary, and then he, did okay, but all this was in Oregon. So did you see
that's a long trip.
Yeah, did you see the tweets and everything about how they welcomed him home, the big champion?
Pulling in there, that was
we
pretty
need
cool.
to have him on the show too.
Yeah, I talked to Matt about that, and we're going to try to get Ahmed on the show with us. But just a fun kid and a cool way of EKU winning that national championship, their first ever one in the track and field.
That's the second fastest time.
Of all time.
Since 1979.
Yeah, the first since 1979. That's the fastest. And that was the last time the record was broken. So he's got the second in that category. So congratulations to him. And EKU Sports, I mean, listen, if you've never been in one of these caravans, folks, get out there and just check them out. Last year they went to Hazard. It's where Braxton Beverly with the basketball team was from. They've been to Georgetown in the past, obviously Coach Hamilton and some of the players with their backgrounds there. So they travel all over.
We're trying to get people hyped up because ticket sales are available. You can get them as low as $49 for one of the, 6 games this season. So it's not like it's 4. So 6 games at home. You get, now if they get in the postseason, which we're all thinking
hopefully.
They will, knock on wood, especially the guys. That's that was a goal. So
how good
exciting.
were those guys on there, though? I mean, Matt and Parker, those were 2 guys to kind of kick off our coverage with EKU football.
And so polite. And well-mannered.
Well, they were wanting to talk to us, and we had to almost extend the commercial break.
I know, we had like 5 seconds. I was like, okay, got to sit down. I know. I think if we'd invited them to sit here the whole show, they would have. And that's how nice they are.
So today, last week we had a lot of coverage of the camps. I think EKU or Madison Central Cheerleading had their camp. Madison
and EKU
Southern
had their some of their football camps too, and then they have 2 more
prospect camps.
Well, they had the prospect camp. I wrote it down, and then they have another camp like the O-line, D-line. They're having those like July 23rd.
So that's a good way to kind of showcase your talent too. Yeah.
Just kidding.
But,
it will be.
But Dawson last week went over and got some interviews with Austin Newton and Josh Curtis for the Little Eagles camp over at Madison Southern.
Yeah.
Talked to Alan Feldhouse and Karen down there at the Central camps. That was last week.
Yeah, because we had the basketball and the cheerleading last weekend.
So it's been a busy time right now. And I think Berea had their camp recently. Model basketball had theirs.
It's too bad that they're not spreading them out a little more.
Well, I think you want to try to squeeze them in
early
because
right after school.
People are traveling later on in the summer, so it's a good time to get those in.
And especially if it's outdoors. They're not all, football is usually outdoors, but the basketball ones are obviously inside.
Yeah, and you want to get those in for sure because, the football ones, it's, what is it going to be in the 90s every day this week? So
even until 9 p.m. tonight.
Yeah.
There's a heat advisory.
Oh, it's
so.
and I think it's just going to be that way all week long.
Aren't we glad Jack Burford Chevrolet lets us inside?
Yeah. It is a little warmer. Until John turned the AC up. But, we do appreciate all of our great sponsors.
Usually it is chilly in here, and I'm not chilly today.
Yeah,
and I talk with my hands, so I apologize. I was hitting you under the table today. I didn't mean to.
So let's talk about, before we get back to the sports stuff, you got a special birthday. Yesterday was your second daughter's birthday.
Yes, our middle daughter, her 21st birthday. So we are celebrating Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
As you do, yeah.
And Monday, tonight. So as soon as we're done here, we're going out to dinner.
So we got
again
birthdays, and then I got the anniversary today. So it's been kind of good getting back into the swing of things. And
have you unpacked from vacation yet?
For the most part. We did some laundry last night. Had a good trip, though. I mean, the kids really enjoyed themselves, and it's kind of good to unwind. I like taking vacations early on in the summer so I can get back and then get ready for football season. I mean, it's right around the corner. If we're 12 weeks away from the college season, we're 10 weeks away from the high school season. So
so they had a really cool camp today.
Yeah. So,
and I was there for a little while. They divided up among age groups. So it was hot, but I do promise all the moms out there were plenty of moms sitting around watching their youngsters, but they gave them lots of water breaks. But it wasn't as hot early this morning because they're doing it from 8:30 to 10:30.
Yeah.
So it's a great camp, and they had. I mean, you could definitely see Malachi Wood out there.
I saw in the video, in one of the videos that you've got. I don't know if Gage has got it or not, but there's Malachi in the background. Saw 6-7 feet of him. I mean, you can't.
And he was with the little kids.
Yeah, and Malachi's going to Kentucky. He's already committed to Kentucky.
That's right.
So that's a big deal for him, and the kids get to. I'm sure a lot of those kids like EKU football. They would like UK football as well. So to get to learn from Malachi Wood, who's going to be playing at Kentucky, but then also to learn from a legendary coach like Mike Holcomb, who's won 3 state titles. I mean, that has got to be cool for him too. And Holcomb
and district champs, region champs.
I mean,
they went
they had
from
last year.
0-10.
Yeah,
right.
Or they went one game in each of the last 2 years,
something like that. Yeah. 2 years ago. It's crazy.
And what I like about Holcomb, obviously Coach has been around for a while.
Yeah.
But he has still got that youth, that
sure.
Youth into him that he just loves.
He was out there blowing that whistle
today.
He was out there
getting
working.
on with the kids. It's just like when he thrives, because covering Holcomb when he was in Breathitt County, one of the big things for him was the feeder programs that lead into the high school level. You've got to have a good feeder program, and he definitely is trying to get that together here within his team here at Madison Central.
So while we're still talking football, Brady Hensley got an offer at D1 to EKU. So how exciting is that?
Yeah, and his dad played there. So, I think that was going to come eventually anyway. But so excited for Brady. And that's the first of many.
Yes.
And don't be – I know Kenyatta Hards last year got injured.
Right,
but
tore his ACL.
Don't be surprised if eventually he gets an offer for somewhere.
He was there today.
Yeah. How good is it to see him back in the pass?
It was good because he was out there passing the ball to those little kids.
Yeah. So, that's – and then talking about another camp, EKU cheerleading had their camp start today.
Yes.
My daughter's going to it. I went and picked her up. She came running out. And she's like, Daddy, I want to come back here tomorrow. I'm like, well, yeah, you're going to be back every day. But she was so excited. She said she made all kinds – that EKU cheerleaders were her new best friends. She had fun. So,
yeah. There's all kinds of camps. And, like, high schoolers going to camps for college, too. Because 2 weekends ago, my daughter went to an Xfinity camp, and she represented Madison Central, although you go individually, her and another friend. And, she met – Western and Ole Miss and Alabama and the UK. She didn't get to tumble and do things with UK because she's more all-girls stunting.
Okay.
Where UK has co-ed. So, but she definitely loved it and,
Well, it's an exciting time for not only some of these kids might eventually cheer at EKU or at Ole Miss or UK or whatever. So it's very cool for them to get to experience this.
Yeah.
And
EKU wasn't there. I was kind of surprised, but Western was.
Yeah.
So she got
I
to
know
meet
Chelsea just got back from vacation as well. Her and Coach Hamilton or AW were
I
on their
saw
way
that
back.
where they don't get a vacation
No,
very
I know.
often.
And especially together because whenever Coach Hamilton's always busy with the basketball team, she's always busy with the cheer team as well. And, they even cheer at football games. So there's really a very short amount of time where they can probably go and really sneak off and enjoy themselves. So hope they were able to do that and have some fun. But now Reagan loved the camp today with EKU. And I think I'm not 100% sure on that. I'll maybe try to reach out to Chelsea after we get off the air. I think you can still go tomorrow, even if you miss today. If you want to send your kids tomorrow or Wednesday or Thursday or Friday, I'm not sure what the price is, if it's lowered or anything like that. But it was $110, great deal for the camp to go out there and have some fun and experience. And then my daughter's 5, so there's a very big age grade there. You can go from she's 5 probably up to the high school level.
It was like that at Central Football today. They had them all divided up in those 3. But we do want to give a big shout out too to Hayden Robbins. He has committed to Morehead State D1 offer. So congratulations to him. I mean,
and
I know you hated missing the baseball team here last week.
Yeah, and Hayden actually decommitted from the school. It was
because of a coaching change.
Yeah, there was a coaching change, so he decommitted from there, and then made the announcement he was going to Morehead State. And somebody asked me if he was offered by EKU. I'm not sure. I mean, with Logan Thomas and having the career he had as the shortstop at Eastern, I'm not sure if Coach Prothero made that offer or not, but Hayden will be a great fit for Morehead State. He was incredible, 11th region MVP, led the team in batting average, was a tremendous defensive shortstop, and what I liked about Hayden was he was also a leader.
Yes.
I mean, he was a leader on the field, off the field for Madison Central, and there was a lot of guys like that for Steve Roof and his team that helped them win that 11th region title and make it to another state tournament.
And you would have loved interviewing him last
Oh, yeah. I mean, those kids are – and I got to talk to him and Brady, Braden Pointer after one of the games, and you could just tell, like, those kids really love the game of baseball. And that's – right now, that is one thing that I've seen. A lot of kids baseball is a sport that they're playing all the time right now.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, they're playing it in the summer and going into the fall, and then you play it obviously during the spring. So it's become pretty much a 24/7, 365 sport.
Right.
And a lot of sports have become that.
And you just talked about Pointer. He was just selected to the Kentucky High School East-West All-Star game, and so was Gunnar Rodas. So
pretty 2 good ones there,
Yeah, pretty exciting for both of them. East-West or something like that.
Yeah, and Pointer was a pitcher, played first base, was a really reliable pitcher for them this year. Got the start in the state tournament game, only allowed the 2 runs. And then, Gunnar, a tremendous center fielder. That kid can run. I mean, Gunnar is the perfect name for him because that's what he is. He can flat fly in center field.
17 stolen bases.
Yeah, covered all kinds of ground in center field, and was a guy that when he got on base, he was a threat to steal. So those are 2 really good ones for Madison Central.
And he scored 25 runs this season. So
So when you get those guys on base, Gunnar and Keith Stewart, and you got guys behind them who can knock them in.
Right.
It's very important. I think you had Bryson Howe on last week, who was a big piece of that region championship team as well. We're going to step aside for a quick commercial break, folks. Appreciate you joining us. Samantha's got to get out of here anyway to celebrate her daughter's birthday. When we come back, we're going to hear from Matt Roan about the Caravans, about the national championship, about the first year in the A-Sun. Matt's always a pleasure to talk to, so we'll hear from him whenever we come back and talk some more local sports here with you on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show.
Patrick O'Neill has been serving Central and Eastern Kentucky since 1995. When someone is accused of something they didn't do, or when a good person makes a mistake, they need the best representation they can find. And that's Patrick O'Neill. Whether it's criminal defense, Social Security, disability, personal injury, workers' compensation, or deeds and wills, when you need legal advice, trust the expertise of Patrick O'Neill. He will get you the money you deserve. His office is located in Jackson, but Patrick practices all over Central and Eastern Kentucky. For more information or for a free consultation, call 606-666-2990.
What does in transit mean? When you see that on our website at jackburford.com, it means your favorite Chevy is on the way. Call us at 859-623-3350 to reserve it, and we'll keep you updated throughout the entire process. See, it's that easy. Reserve your new Chevy today at jackburford.com. Your vehicle is now in transit.
I'm Michelle. And I'm Jennifer, and in the spring of 1992, Bishop's Small Engine Repair was born in our mom and dad's barn in Estill County.
Then in the fall of 1992, we made the move to Madison County, where we are today. With the support of our family, customers, and community, we have continued to grow in the outdoor power industry. With a full line of products from Cub Cadet, Grasshopper, Echo, and Shindawa, we can help you tackle your yard so you can enjoy it with your family. Bishop's Small Engine Repair, where our focus is our customer. Stop on in, 119 North Estill Avenue in Richmond. We can't wait to see you.
Locally family-owned and operated Bluegrass Restoration and Construction is a full-service construction company offering full-service home maintenance. Bluegrass Restoration specializes in wind, fire, and water damage and mold remediation. With 24/7 24/7 emergency services. Bluegrass Restoration and Construction is here to serve you during any emergency. All their services are performed in-house with no subcontractors. No job is too big or small for Bluegrass Restoration and Construction. Give them a call at 859-353-1133.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best margaritas and fajitas in town. Doesn't a huge 32-ounce ice-cold beer sound great? Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
The Beast of the East roars back to life for their 2022 racing season. Most Saturday nights, some Friday nights, and maybe even a Sunday. You can take the whole family down to the Richmond Raceway for some good family fun. Watch the drivers race around the 1,584 feet clay track for some big winnings. Children 10 and under are always admitted free. Richmond Raceway, Greens Crossing off Highway 52 East, and richmondraceway.net. Unleash your inner beast at the Richmond Raceway.
Back here on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Before we get into the Matt Roan interview, I do want to say congratulations to Emma Winkle. Winkle played softball for Estill County, and last night it was announced that she was Miss Softball for the state of Kentucky. The first time in Estill County sports history that Winkle has won, or that somebody from Estill County has won that award. They've had some tremendous softball teams over there. When we were a part of their coverage, had the pleasure of covering some really good teams there. And although I didn't get to see Emma as much as I would have liked to, still, got to see when she played against Southern the last couple of years. Just a tremendous softball player, so congratulations to her. Had over, I think it was 243 strikeouts is what she had her senior year. An incredible mark, 15-5 on the season. See the career hitting numbers, 340 at-bats, 177 hits, a batting average of .521 for her career. Strikeouts, 720 strikeouts. So that's an impressive number for her career, striking out 720 batters, had 7 no-hitters throughout her career. So just an incredible career for Emma Winkle. And last night she was honored as Miss Softball, the first ever Estill County softball player to win that award. So today I got to talk to Matt Roan, EKU Director of Athletics. EKU entering their second year in the ASUN Conference. They'll do the AQ7, the ASUN WAC Challenge again for football. They'll go into basketball. They'll have a good chance in volleyball. And Matt is always a pleasure to talk to. I mean, this guy loves EKU. He's so much fun to be around and things like that. So let's hear from Matt Roan about EKU sports as they enter their second year in the ASUN Conference, about their national champion from last week, and about the caravan, which started tonight in Cincinnati and then tomorrow in Lexington. Well, I'm talking to Matt Roan, EKU Director of Athletics, and Matt, it's going to be a busy week for you and everybody else with the university and the sports teams as you guys prepare for your caravan trips. But before we get into that, a national champion for EKU was crowned last week. Just talk about that, what that means for the university, and how proud you are of what Ahmed did last week.
I think it means a tremendous amount. The storied program that we have between two coaches Erdman now, Rick and Corey, and the success, the conference championships, the regional appearances, the national finals appearances that we've had, certainly the steeplechase success that we've had over the course of the program, to finally be able to crown the first ever track and field or cross country national champion is huge. But again, I think that speaks volumes of the quality of program, the quality of student athletes that we have, the coaching that they receive, the support that we've tried as an institution to put behind that program, make and get a priority, and really a point of pride for us. Could not be more excited. Certainly proud of Corey Erdman, the staff that he has surrounded himself with. But as it relates to Ahmed, watching that race and 3,000 meters, first off, that's scary. Then you talk about a steeplechase and all the obstacles that you're having to overcome during the course of that race is a challenge. But watching him with, about 600 meters left, just kind of get that look in his eye and determination and ultimately prevail, could not be more excited and proud of him.
When you look at the sports teams, now that we're kind of wrapping up, or we have wrapped up for the most part, last year is a very successful year in the first year of the ASUN conference. So maybe talk about that. And when you had envisions of entering this conference, now that we're 1 year behind, were some of those goals accomplished that you all had in mind?
I think so. I think when we came into this league, we knew that across the board, it was tough. And that, when you look at the fact that it has in several sports received not only the AQ, but at-large selections, I think that speaks to the depth of the league and in various sports. I think as competitors, you always want to be more successful. But really, I think the past 30 days, the past month or so, for Raga to advance and to represent our institution at the regional in Ann Arbor, for 6 student athletes in outdoor track and field to compete at the regional, and then obviously 3 make it to the final, and then Ahmed, winning the national championship. For baseball, to win 38 games, the most since 1990. To advance out of pool play and into the bracket portion in the conference semifinals. I think for us that signals what we're capable of, and we're looking forward to planning and preparing this summer for a 22-23 athletics year, academic year that we know can be successful. We have made the investments, and first and foremost, our people. I think we have great coaches. We recruit great student athletes. But a lot of it for us has been to equip them with the resources that they need to be successful. And you and I have had that conversation a ton. It's not overly complicated, and we've been able to do just that. And so we're anticipating a pretty special year next year.
So this week you all are doing your I guess annual now caravan, where you kind of go around, promote the university, promote the sports teams that you have. Tonight is the first one in Cincinnati. So break those down, and we'll start with the first one tonight. Just kind of what'll take place and what the idea behind these caravans and how they help bring, I guess, kind of a highlight to the sports programs itself.
Well, first off, I apologize. Where I'm doing this on my computer here at the office, if an email comes through, you'll hear that noise. But more than anything else, Michael, I think it's a way for us to say thank you. They're free events, and we want to get out. We want people to come out and have something to eat and grab a drink. And really, it's our way of saying thank you first and foremost, and letting them know how much we appreciate them. But beyond that, it's a great opportunity to fellowship. It's a great opportunity. We asked so many people to come to Roy Kidd Stadium, to come to Alumni Coliseum, Gertrude Hood Field, Earl Combs Stadium. We're always saying, hey, help us make the best environment that we can right here on campus. But we recognize that sometimes it's as simple as us going out to Cincinnati, to Lexington, to Louisville. This year, we're adding Corbin as a stop. We've done Georgetown, we've done Hazard, we've even done Nashville in years past. And it's a way for us to kind of take the show on the road to make sure that our coaches are getting out and they're meeting with our alums, our fans, our friends of the institution where they live, and makes it a little bit more convenient for them. But in terms of the program, the president and I are looking forward to really just talking about the state's support of the institution. Certainly the session that we had this year and the investment that the state made in Alumni Coliseum is something that we don't take for granted. I want to do it as a way to say thank you to the institution for making the investment and seeing the value in athletics and getting behind it the way that they have, and really kind of challenging our fan base. Or asking and pleading with our fan base to get on board as well. And for us to get to where we want to get, for us to truly elevate Eastern, it takes all of us. It takes the state, it takes the institution, and it takes every single stakeholder that's affiliated with the institution to get on board. Now, again, I apologize for those noises. But then after that point, it'll be a great opportunity for us. We'll have different coaches attend the different places. Just based on their availability and interest and things of that nature. But a way to, again, talk about the seasons that they've had, their excitement for the future, talk specifically about our student athletes that we can, the staffs that we've been able to build and make ourselves available to answer any questions that our fans have.
When you look at, you're going to Cincinnati tonight, Lexington tomorrow, Corbin on Wednesday, and Louisville on Thursday. So a lot of traveling, but it's interesting that there are Colonel fans in every one of these cities. So it's a good way to kind of get out there and meet some of the people that you're going to be talking to.
Oh, for sure. Those are our 4 spots that we picked this year. It kind of rotates annually. Again, I talked about prior to last basketball season, we did 2 in Georgetown. Obviously, Coach Hamilton's connections there. With Braxton Beverly last year, we did 1, understanding the value that he had in that Hazard community. Coach Wells's ties in Nashville. So there's always a reason. We've kind of branded the caravan, even with our alumni events, the success that we had this past year in Fort Myers and DeLand, Florida, when we played basketball on that swing there. But for us, it's always encouraging to see that there is absolutely maroon and white. There's Colonel fans everywhere. We're expecting a big crowd tonight. We'll have huge crowds in Lexington and Louisville. Looking forward to going back to Coach Kidd's old stomping grounds when we hit up Corbin on Wednesday night. It's going to be a busy week, so I'm getting my days mixed up. But the excitement, I'm always kind of blown away. One, how people show up, their generosity, the fact that they care. They care enough to show up to these events. They care enough to come to these games. We just need more of it, and we need more of them. We need to get everybody on board that we possibly can for us to accomplish what we want to accomplish.
So when you go through this week, what is a goal in mind that you have wrapping up this week? Is this kind of an end to the season, or is this kind of a jumping into next year?
I think it's absolutely a kickoff. It is a way that we're saying, hey, here's what we're doing. For us as a department, I think for us as an institution, we're proud of the things that we've accomplished. But we're never going to rest on things that have happened in the past. It's always forward thinking. It's always forward looking. And this is a way for us to again, talk about the upcoming year rather, and talk about the success that we're planning for. But it's also, again, a way to try to excite a fan base, a donor base, a sponsor base, again, all of these different stakeholder groups to say, here's where we are, here's where we want to be, and here's, we believe, the roadmap to get there together.
Well, I saw we're 12 weeks away from the start of football season. I mean, it's right around the corner. We jump out of one season right back into another. So I know it's a busy time for you. Before we let you go, is there anything you would like to say to folks out there, as we said, wrapping up one year, heading into another, just to kind of create excitement and get them ready for another football season, another sports year?
Yeah, I think first off, thank you. It has been a 2.5 years since I've been back here that probably are unlike any 2.5 years that we've ever had before. Navigating the pandemic, we talk a lot about navigating a lot of the challenges between the transfer portal, between NIL, now between Austin. There's all the transformation committee. I can go on with all the different buzzwords that kind of exist in college athletics. So first and foremost, I want to say thank you. Thank you for sticking with us. Thanks for continuing to be interested. And I hope that our fans have realized over the course of 2 years, we've tried to make improvements in every area, not only for our student athletes' benefit, but for their benefit. Our fan experience, how we engage with them, how we treat them once they're here on campus, that is always going to be front of mind for us. And, this year we're going to continue to push the envelope. With how we produce games and things that we try to do, with facility improvements, with in-game experience improvements. And so I think the thing that I would ask is that you continue to buy tickets, that you try to get as many people on board, that you look for ways to give to the Colonel Club. If you own a business, to get with Sean and look for ways to become a corporate partner. But for us, I truly do believe that the best is yet to come. And as special as this place is, I think we can absolutely make it more special, but only by doing it together. And I'm a big believer that I get to be the mouthpiece for our department, but it is our fans, it is our alums, it is our friends and donors of the institution. This is your department. And for us to get where we want to get, it's going to require all of us.
Matt, I appreciate your time as always. Looking forward to another fun sports season and everything that kind of culminates with the EKU sports. It's always a fun time. Enjoy talking to you and looking forward to being out there to support the Colonels again this year.
Well, Michael, you're the best. I tell you all the time, and I never take advantage of not taking the opportunity to thank you for all the coverage that you give and highlighting our people that make this such a special place.
Thanks to Matt Roan for stopping by to talk to us earlier today. And it's crazy. I mean, for somebody that doesn't cover EKU, we've had a lot of EKU stuff on tonight, but Appreciate all the folks that have sponsored the show. Appreciate them. Matt Jackson, Parker McKinney, great interviews today. And Matt Roan, again, always a pleasure talking to him. Guys, as we go into next week, we'll have a lot more coverage. We'll have Mike Holcomb. We'll hear from him tomorrow on the Live at 5 newscast covering the camps and all kinds of fun stuff each and every single week, every single Monday, right here on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. For Samantha Burford, I'm Michael Watkins. Folks, have a great rest of your week. Stay cool, and we'll see you next time on WBON TV.